Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know if this is going to be a day in my life vlog or a weekend vlog, but yeah, today I will be at the Youth Congress. Social distancing, masking, all of those things complied with. Yeah, I've actually never attended one before, but I'm just doing a day visit. I am going as part of the NPO that I formed with a couple of other ladies, Sinawe Foundation SA, refer to our social media platforms, and basically we're going to start a conversation about gender-based violence. We know that this is something that's not, it's an uneasy topic, like in churches. People don't want to engage, and they just go towards the side of silence. That's the preferred situation. So we've been given a platform. I'm going with Umamlulu Ndlovu, and we'll be doing a slot there. I am super nervous because, yeah, you know how these things can go. Maybe it'll spark like an uncomfortable debate, or maybe someone tries to put you down or whatever, I don't know. So it should be quite interesting. Yeah, I will check you later.
He doesn't negotiate terms and conditions. He doesn't try and find out what the conditions are like in this land that he's told to go to. He simply says, "Bantuam, let us go." And this is the same call, and this is the same response, and this is the same commitment that we as God's children are supposed to have when we are told to go. It might be comfortable in the spaces where we are right now. It might be safe, especially because we're living in pandemic times. I don't want to say let's be reckless and just go. But going means that we are going to need to step out of our comfort zones. It is risky. Comfort zone is comfortable, it is safe, so stepping out means there is an inherent risk in the steps that we're going to be taking. Abraham himself, when he gets to Canaan, after leaving his home and his place of birth, he experiences a drought. But even though he is in this promised land, he does not digress or revert back home where he comes from, but rather he sticks to the plan. So there are going to be risks, there are going to be challenges, and there are going to be heartaches along the way as we go.
And because of their hunger, they thought to themselves, we'd rather go back into slaves. Now, this is Exodus chapter 16. 17 is where we are. Now, it says the congregation of the children of Israel is now journeying to Rephidim as a commandment given by God. So God gives them a command. Let us move now from where we are. Go to Rephidim. Now, when they get to Rephidim, the Bible says there was no water for the people to drink. And it says they started quarreling with Moses. Now, when they quarreled with Moses, it simply means they were now experiencing restlessness. Now, in order for you to get the gist of what is happening, you first need to understand the meaning or the translation of the word or the term Repetim. Repetim is translated as place of rest. So now they are sent to the place of rest, and in the place of rest, they experience restlessness. So restlessness is not always a result of disobedience. God had commanded them, let us go to Repetim, let us go to a place of rest. But when they got to a place of rest, there was no rest. Let me give you a bit of an idea of what we are speaking of. When we go to church on Sabbath, that's when we feel we are going to a place of rest. But it is shocking that when we get to church, we struggle to find rest. Probably because of church politics that are happening. We have music groups that come to sing and yet they are not talking to each other. We fail to find rest, and yet we have come to the place of rest. God has given us marriages. A sacred thing. It is sacred. He's given us marriages. Marriages are supposed to be a place of rest because it is two people who have fallen in love with each other. These are not enemies. These are people that have fallen in love with each other. These are people that have went out of their way to please one another. But in the midst of those things, then the devil creeps in and it changes from a place of rest, and there is restlessness in your marriage. Restlessness is not always a result of disobedience to God. So they went to a place of rest, but they experienced restlessness. God will send you today, as the thing says, I will go. God will send you to a destination, will send you to a journey, and you will say, I will go. But when you go, don't make a mistake of thinking that when you obey and go, everything will be smooth. Let me bring you to the attention of Stephen.
He's calling, so he's a
I would like to greet you all in the wonderful name of my Lord and Savior. Amen. Thank you, Mr. Musami and your team for the invitation, and we truly appreciate your inviting us to come and speak to this issue that is quite serious, but sometimes that we don't get to speak often about. And before maybe I start, because my patient is about to die, I just want to speak to maybe why this topic, and maybe why we as Sinawe Foundation, like you heard, I am Lobo, I'm from Sinawe, and I'm my colleague there, I'm the chairperson of Sinawe Foundation, and by some training is the Sinawe Foundation.
Hey, the beauty.
And why all of this as members of the Seventh-day Adventist Church? I'm just going to read a few statements here. Silence in the face of evil is
evil.
God will not hold us guiltless.
That's no.
Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act. That is Deirdre von Hofer. The world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing. Those who do nothing in the face of evil, that is Martin Luther, are as guilty as the perpetrators themselves. And the last one I'm going to read by Desmond Tutu. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the perpetrator.
Yo, Mama Mpundis.
So, so I am coming from Sinawe Foundation, and I am now left with about 18 minutes. If you are sitting right there, you are an Adventist woman, and you have been raped, you have been sexually molested, you have been sexually harassed, you have been abused, and you found the church helpless, you found the church useless, you found the church not able to minister, to support you in any way. If you are a Tamar, you are lying out there having been raped by your brother Amnon, and you have been told, hush now, he's your brother, I want you to stand. More than 37 young Adventist women stood up in tears, some of them screaming, and they were standing not because they had been sexually molested only, but because the church had not been available to help.
Yo.
The church did not know what to do. That was August 2019. And of course, September, there was the Uinene Mkhwetana saga. And whatever young men have done is, whenever something like that has been triggered, they go to the social media. You know about men are trash.
Yeah.
You know about names and faces that have been posted there on the social media. And you know how they condemn the young men. But the question has been, if the church is not safe enough, then where do they go? And I remember one person was posting during the Omotoso trial. Someone was saying, why is it that the Adventist church is not out there in PE, marching, and also supporting the girls who are molested by Omotoso? And one person said, no, it is simply because we've got our own Omotosos in the church.
Way.
I greet you all in the wonderful name of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. Maranatha Masalu. Like Mamulu said, I am the deputy chairperson of this organization represented. I will be brief. Before I continue, you're feeling uneasy, right? It's not a comfortable conversation to have. Even if you haven't been personally victimized or super close to someone who's been victimized, it's a conversation we tend to shy away from. It's a conversation we don't want to have. And in so doing, we communicate to those who need the church to be safe haven that they cannot run to us for refuge. The church is not a safe space because we continue to be silent. So I just want to throw out some statements. Why do we need to have this conversation in the church? How have we as the church been complicit in perpetuating some of the ills that have led to this thing continuing to the extent that it has? How have we been complicit in ensuring that people are not held accountable and they feel empowered, they're not scared? The perpetrators themselves know that the church is a place of refuge, because we always tend to victim blame and we point fingers to say, what did you do to lead yourself to the situation? So they know, they've seen countless people who've been outed on social media or whatever platform, and it has not yielded anything. It hasn't materialized. So the church has become a safe space for perpetrators. First statement, we need to let the church board deal with these matters. You've heard that before, right? Why are we engaging at our level when there is a body of leaders anointed or appointed to do the special work? Yes, they're not having a conversation, right? I've not been privy to it, but those who have reported their cases take to social media to tell us that they have not found safety in so doing, right? The next statement is from 1 Corinthians 6 verse 1. I encourage you to read up until verse 8.
And it says, does any of you, when he has a case against his neighbor, dare to go to law before the unrighteous and not before the saints? You've heard that, right? And it's not something that's specifically related to gender-based violence, but you've heard it when there have been disputes in the church to say, why are we dealing with things as though we're worldly? Why are we dealing with things as though we're not a special people? You know what I'm saying? And it's almost to imply that we are not spiritual if you're taking to the world or seeking refuge that the world does provide. Let's look to Matthew 18 for guidance, dear brothers and sisters. Whenever someone is in a situation, it's outed or it results in an altercation that we do see, we often ask ourselves, why didn't you go to the person? Did you have a conversation with them? Is a survivor and the victim in a position to go and engage the perpetrator? Like, let's be real. We should learn to forgive. Christ has forgiven us for far worse things. So the same thing that we were saying, that pointing back to the victim and saying, you're also not perfect. Who is outing you out for your flaws? Why do you think this is a platform to out someone else? Christ has extended mercy to you. Why can't you do the same? When we have not had a conversation around accountability for those who are in the wrong, yes, Christ has extended mercy. Yes, maybe there is a conversation we need to have with that person who's a survivor or victim. But when will we hold the perpetrator accountable? Or at least make them feel uneasy to say that the church condemns this kind of behavior? The next statement, let's not tarnish the name of the church by engaging about these things and exposing them on social media. This is a ship that needs to sail home. Christ will carry it through. Do not be a deterrent when we're trying to accomplish a mission. We have bigger things to focus on. You are damaging the reputation of the church. You don't see Methodist people or any other church or denomination engaging in debates on social media. Why are we doing it as Adventists? You've heard that statement, right? And people are often saying it's almost as though social media is a tool that's, perpetuating evil or taking the youth away from their focus, because we want to discourage people from having these conversations. So we rather point to the platform that they're using to say maybe that's the issue. But we haven't discussed to say what is the content that is being put out there and what is it in our churches that we need to address as a result. Having gone back to the churches as youth leaders, as active members of the youth, create platforms so that we engage about this and try to come up with solutions on how to support survivors. And then the last one is about creating an environment of accountability. I'm not a law officer. I'm just a person who wants to be a safe haven for the next person. So in minding our language, we also need to be mindful of the fact that there's someone to be held accountable. They may be within our church or not, but at the very least, our church should make statements. You've seen what happened on social media. If there's something completely gruesome that happens, maybe you'll see a letter from one or two conferences, or maybe the SAU, after they've been pressurized on their platforms to say, what is our church doing about it? What is the church saying? Then you will hear a light-hearted statement to say that the church condemns this thing, right? But how are we actively reminding people that the church condemns this behavior? And it's not a safe space for people who are perpetrators. So I'm challenging even those at conference leadership, at district leadership, at whatever level of leadership that you add, to say, let's start the conversation, and then we continue to progress to a place where we can make progress, and the church can be a safe haven. So that's my piece that I have to say. I am passing it on to you to take on that responsibility to learn and unlearn what we've been conditioned to believe, and in your capacities as leaders in your churches to create the platforms so we can continue the conversation and create the environment of comfort for the survivor and create uncomfortability for the one who is the perpetrator. Thank you.
It is time we come out, and also I don't want to say on behalf of the leadership, but I will say it. On behalf of the leadership, we will try to be more responsible. Because it seems that it is powerful what people do or what the perpetrators do. is
Hey.
powerful because the
Wabizwa
leadership
kamnandi ngama-perpetrator.
So, as leadership, I don't know, Pastor Musam is the first action plan, somewhere one of those action plans. Leadership will be responsive to the needs of the community.
Damn, Lou.
I hope I don't get to that as much. Let us pray. Dear Father, thank you for the lessons that we have learned today. Help us, dear Lord, to change in our conduct. Help us, dear Lord, not to hide the things that harm our women. Help us, dear Lord, as men, to be more accountable and to be more protective of the women this day. Help us, dear Lord, as we come out of this place, to also advocate the protection of women and children, dear Lord. In the name of the Father, we pray. Amen.
Oh.
Hey guys, so I didn't close off the vlog properly. To be honest, I was feeling super drained after the day driving out. I know it's only like an hour and a half away, but just everything was a lot, and I feel like it's always super tense when you have that conversation in the church or in any other setting, and it just changes the energy in the room. So it was quite hectic, but I'm glad I did it. Yeah, I know this was a bit of a serious vlog, but I felt it important to upload anyway. Yeah, don't fight with me. Don't attack me, please. But yeah, if you're triggered, I'm sorry. I am praying for you. There are people who care and who stand with you. Yeah, so it's a bit of a hectic one, but an important conversation to have nonetheless. And of course, that conversation needs to materialize into actions. Yeah, so if you did enjoy the vlog, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also comment down below, maybe sharing organizations you know that do support survivors of gender-based violence, or anything you can share. Leave a word of encouragement, in the comments for someone who may need it, in case they come across this conversation. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. Bye.